Bona nit, benvinguts a la roda de premsa del tècnic del.
Welcome to the press conference of Ernesto Valverde. Please state your name and medium before your question. One question per turn. Good evening, Ernesto. TDT Catalunya Radio, Ricardo Arcamada. I would like to ask you about the change, the replacement when you change Semedo to the back after 15 minutes where there had been some options for Liverpool. Why do you do that?
Well, the truth is, I kind of could sense that from the beginning of the game that I was going to make that substitution. Maybe I wouldn't take Felipe off, but I knew that Nelson Semedo was going to play because they're very dangerous on the left flank with Mane. They have a very powerful, wing there, and they're very powerful, and they could cause us plenty of trouble. I knew that Arturo was going to change and play on that side as well. I think it was good for us because we suffered at the beginning of the second half. They were really pressing on us, and we were a little bit more stable from then on. We could dominate the game in the middle a bit more, and when we were playing on their half, we could see we were going to create danger, and that's how it happens.
Hola Ernesto, Marta Ramón en directa.
Hello, Ernesto. I don't know whether in your dreams you could have had such a sound scoreboard as you had today. Where were you looking for with Arturo Vidal in the starting team? And to what extent the plan today was to be able to suffer through it, to be on the edge and to really seize the opportunities in the other area?
Well, you never think about a result. Just you see how the game develops, and you see what can happen. Depending on how the game goes, 1-0, 0-0, 1-1 could be a good result. You never know, but still. As for Arturo, he's been great at this end of this season. I thought he was going to be good for us. He was going to help you in this kind of game, especially because they don't allow you to dominate the game. They try to play in your own half. They try to break your rhythm, the way you play. And of course, the first half, for example, it's been an incredible pace. The whole thing was going back and forth, and the one that we could see that the team that scored was going to go with an advantage. We're going to have an advantage in the first half, and we knew it was going to be a great fight in the center of the midfield, and we managed to win. And I kind of thought these players could help us, and that's what they did.
En directo para el larguero de la cadena SER.
Hello, I'm a little short, so maybe you can't see me, but I'm in the middle here. So about Messi, beyond the goals and the passes he makes, I got this detail from Fermín Suárez, and he said he's disputed 24 split balls, and he conquered 15 of those, which is his record. What do you think about that?
Well, that says a lot of the level of commitment that Leo has with the club, with the team, with his teammates. Today it was a game where we had all marked in red. The rival that we were facing today, we all saw the high level they proved tonight. And they are a rival that have an amazing physical potential and technical prowess as well. And that we needed something like that. We needed our players to try to fight for every ball and to get into that sort of dynamics. And Leo is the first to take a step up. And we know that if Leo goes somewhere, everybody follows. He's the leader of this team, so he showed it. Time and time again.
Good evening, Coach. You said the scoreboard was brilliant, because it is. But given the development of the match, do you thought at some point that 1-0 was okay?
Well, I'm not going to try to fool you. Provided that your rival doesn't score and you scored, that is a good result. But of course, they've been pressing very high on us on the beginning of the second half, and we had to suffer in order to try to keep a clean sheet. But we managed to do so. This is 90 minutes. Anything can happen. anything can happen in any play. Though, in the same way that we scored, they could have scored. But that's the way it is. They're a great team. They've proven it today. At some points of the game, that we were toe to toe. Some moments we were better, and some moments they were better. So we managed to defend our goals and we came on top. So we still have to play 90 minutes there, in which we know what to expect.
Good evening for Onda Cero. So it's basically that. It's you really have more credit winning against a team with the potential they had here today. But do you think they might make you suffer there in Anfield?
Well, of course. I can see it's a team that has the capacity or the potential, the ability to make us suffer, to make any team suffer. They scored 3 goals in the quarterfinals last year against City. They went home with 3-0. Last year we had a 3-goal difference in the quarterfinals and we got eliminated. So we got kicked out of the competition. So we have no reason to be overconfident. Of course, the tie is still up there.
So from Chile, was it difficult to make the decision, because it was surprising for everyone to have Vidal here with the fight they've got there with Artur Melo, but maybe you needed someone like him to fight in the middle of the field. So do you think he's reaching his peak performance, or is it completely different Vidal from what you got in the beginning?
Well, let's see. I didn't have to think. The decision of playing Arturo or not, he's playing really well lately, and I just wanted to make the most of the best form of my players in a particular moment. Sometimes I thought maybe it was better to play a different player, but in this case I had no doubts. So the game was in a way it went the way I kind of expected. I knew it was going to be difficult to take control of the game because your rival wouldn't allow you to do it. And Arturo has proven again in the kind of form he's playing. And we'll see who plays next week.
Congrats on the win. I would like to ask, to what extent you were thinking that Firmino would not be in the starting team? The position of Wijnaldum also, to what extent were you surprised by his position?
Well, we thought that Firmino was going to be in the first 11, because in the end you'd always think that your normal, say, first 11. So if they played a different player in that position, we knew that they were going to try to block, our moving up the ball, and they play the high pressure game, not allowing you to play outside. They try to make you pass inside, and they want to crowd you into your own half. And if you play the long balls, they have big players at the back, and that's good for them. So Firmino played at the end of the game, so it must be feeling not bad at all.
So I know everyone asks you about Messi, but how did you see this great free kick goal from your position today?
Well, I just saw it at pitch level, but the truth is, Leo's always surprising. It was a very far free kick. We didn't know what he was going to do in the end. I don't know how he does it, but he always makes it. I'd rather not think how he does it, to be honest, but he always turns up when we need him the most. Just when we were in situations in which we had to shake Liverpool's sort of domination off, and through the way he plays and the way he gets close to their goal, helped us play and win with better results, and of course to instill that fear into our opponents.
Hola, mister. Es lo del diario inglés The Guardian, como siempre.
So from The Guardian, we always ask about Suarez when he scores as well. So how important was his goal today? Beyond the importance of the goal, how important is it for him and for the spirit of the team?
Well, he would have to reply to that, but as far as we are concerned, to be able to open the game, it was crucial because it wasn't clear who owned the game. It is true that we were getting close to the area quite often, and you could kind of sense the danger, but they did the same to us. So in the end, it seemed that the first team to score was going to have a certain advantage, and the fact that he did it is good for us, of course. It was great for us, and I think it's good for him too. So we'll give him a bit of a break. It's good for him too, you know.
Mr. Valverde, hello. Chris Williams from Football Grad. Can I ask you about Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who made a couple of excellent saves when Liverpool looked like they were in control of the game and could potentially hurt Barcelona when it was still 1-0. Can I just ask your thoughts on how you see him progressing with the national side, and Joachim Löw continues to favour Manuel Neuer, and how do you see that obviously working with the player day in, day out?
Well, we are really happy with Marc. He's a world-class goalkeeper. He's got a very high level. He proves it every day. He has helped us a great deal in a couple of occasions in the second half, after Milner's shot, for example. And, well, I don't think it's up to me to say what happens in the German national team, and that's up to Joachim Löw. But if he doesn't play, he's a bit more rested, and that's good for us.
Congrats on the win. And you were just saying a minute ago that this is still open and that Liverpool could score 3 goals to City last year, and also you also conceded 3 goals last year to Roma. So does that mean that you are on alert, even if the focus seems different than last year, that you're going that really cautious to Anfield?
Well, I wouldn't say precautions, but the experience has to be useful for something. That's for sure. And our experience and the experience that we see in our rival as well, you know, because we've seen how our Liverpool plays, what Liverpool did at the Camp Nou, and we know how they play at Anfield, the high pace and the high level they play at, and we cannot forget that our experience says that we cannot be overconfident at all. So the tie is still up there. The stakes are very high. We're not through at all, and we have a lot to suffer there at Anfield.
Agencia Reuters.
From Reuters agency, I would like to ask whether in this game, if you remember the last semi-final in 2015 against Bayern, if that reminds you of that game, and whether Messi is also more dangerous at the end of the game, like in the last stages of the game. Is he more dangerous then?
I don't know. You're talking about semi-final before my time here, so I'm not really. I don't really know. I haven't got many data to compare. As for Messi, if he's more dangerous at the end of the games, I think every player is more dangerous when the matches are about to finish. There's always more goals, and the last 15 minutes of the game, more goals are scored because some of the players are tired. You may make mistakes that you wouldn't make in the first half because tiredness doesn't help. And Messi, because he's so good, he can capitalize on that.
From Tutto Sport, I would like to ask you, what's the aspect you liked best about your team tonight? So would that be the score or the character, the goals, and what do you like least also?
Well, the one thing that I like the most is that we knew how to overcome certain complicated situations throughout the game. Because there were moments in which they took the initiative and we had to go after them, you know. And when that happens, if we if we don't have the right momentum, that can kind of take you down. And we managed to find a response to that. But what I like the least, I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Last question. Did you do anything special to prepare with the midfielders against Salah and Mane?
Well, we knew that they are those two players are players that when they have the space, they can always offer solutions, playing really deep, and we were ready for that. When Robertson had the ball, and when any of the central defenders had the ball, they're always looking for the space at our backs. And if you play a kind of a high kind of defense, they can create danger. So, and they cause trouble in that respect.